G'day guys, John from Ruralco Water here with your weekly Southern Basin market update for Wednesday, the 1st of April, and we promise no April Fool's jokes. Southern Basin storages are currently at 44%, and if you remember back to last week, this is the same number as last week, but is compared to 53% this time last year. Localised rain over the catchments and a little bit lower demand has just kept that volume steady this week, but without follow-up rain, and with continued seasonal demands, we expect this to be continued to be drawn down. There has been those recent rain events across most of Queensland, and we expect some of that water to get into the Northern Basin and head its way to Menindee. And this will hopefully take some pressure off southern storages as the MDBA are able to use water that ends up in Menindee to satisfy SA demands. Today, the resource manager for Northern Victoria updated the allocation statements that we saw in Goulburn. There was a 1% increase in high reliability allocation, getting you to 81%, and that is the last allocation announcement for the season in Victoria. The 2026 and 27 seasonal outlook was also updated today by the resource manager, and they said that without further follow-up rainfall and an increase in stored volumes, opening seasonal alert determinations in the Murray, Goulburn, Campaspe and Loddon systems will remain likely to be low. And the outlook currently appears to be tracking somewhere between average and dry with that rain we've had in the last few weeks. Please note the New South Wales Murray and Murrumbidgee allocation announcements will be at 2:30 today. Not that we expect there to be much of an increase in general, if any, there. With irrigation demands easing in this part of the season on the back of that rain and as harvest has progressed, we have seen a softening in demand and with it a softening in prices for allocation at the moment. Currently below choke, we're seeing prices at $3.95 to $4.02, above choke $2.90 to $300. In the Goulburn, it's $3.15 to $3.25, and up in the Murrumbidgee, it's still at that $4.40 to $4.45 price, as water from the Murray can't enter that because of the IVT. As always, at the moment, both weather and market conditions are variable, as we see, little patches of rain across the Southern Basin again over the next couple of weeks. So get in touch with your local Ruralco water broker for the latest of what's happening in the market. Carryover, there's still plenty of demand from buyers in that carryover space. We're seeing an increase in demand on what is normal, particularly for the high reliability products, as that risk of spill is considered low into next year. And the ability to potentially take that risk, park it on high and get that in the next year for a bit cheaper than low. But because of that increased demand on high, we have seen lower prices than this time of the season last year on low reliability. Forwards and lease agreements continue to be sought after by buyers just as they are looking at next year and securing water, not just in the next year, but in the years after, and locking in a set volume and number into their budgets so that they can take that pressure off their business going forwards. And the permanent entitlement markets continue to be very competitive. We've seen some strong results, particularly below the choke in the last week or so, with a parcel this morning in Zone 11 going for over $9,500 a meg dry. We continue to receive acceptances for the Commonwealth EOI 1. And just a reminder to those who've got requests for response for Tender 2, they are due in by the 8th of April. So if you haven't acted on them yet, with your Ruralco water broker, get in touch and get that sorted. Thanks and have a great week.